Hello, I'm Kat with Be So Creative, and this is this week's Wednesday workshop. Today I'm going to be talking about transferring your embroidery designs onto a USB stick and storage of those designs on your computer. So today I have a USB stick, and this is for OESD, and with this particular disc, you can get it for free if you spend $50 in OESD products or Isacord thread. And there is one for September, October, and November of this year. So for each $50, you get a disc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this USB stick into the computer, and it should automatically pop up on your screen. When you have these designs, if they come on a USB stick, you want to save them onto your computer. If they come on a CD, you want to also save those on your computer. Think of your computer as your library, and you want to go to your library to get your designs, put them onto a USB stick as if you're checking them out of the library, and taking them over to your machine to stitch them out. With any library, we want to make sure that we save them onto another source. So if anything happens to your computer, if it crashes or if just it goes down, it needs replaced, you want to make sure that you have access to that library if you don't have your computer that you saved them on. I hope that makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to save these designs onto the computer, and then at home, you want to do a weekly or a monthly backup, depending on how often you get designs, and you want to put them onto a cloud service or an external hard drive, something that is not on your computer. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these designs, and I'm just going to create a folder on my desktop. So there I did a left click to open up this menu, or sorry, I did a right click to open up this menu. I go down to New, and I come over to Folder, and I'm going to do a left click. Just single clicks, no double clicks. Here it's coming up with New Folder, and you see it's highlighted. If it's not highlighted, you're going to hover over it, do a right click. It's going to open up that menu bar again. You're going to come down to Rename, do a single left click, and we're going to name this folder. This folder can be called whatever you'd like. It can be embroidery designs, it can be, it could be Kimberbell, it can be OESD, it could just be called designs. You're going to then double click, and that's a double left click to open up that folder. And I'm going to show you how to split your screen. You want to take your mouse and hover over the top bar. You want to single left click, and you want to hold that click, drag the screen over until you see the ghost window there. Once you see that, you're going to release. Now I can see my other screens that I have open, and you see here I have my USB drive. I'm going to click that, and it's going to fill my other side of the screen. I'm going to take my September designs for warm and cozy, and there are two options. You can click, drag, and drop, and that will copy the designs over, and you can see it's copying over. Or I'm going to stop it. Just do a quick delete so I can show you the other way. We can do a right click to open up that menu bar. Go to copy, go over to your designs window, do another right click and paste with a left click. And there you can see both ways are doing a copy and paste from either your USB drive or your CD and saving it onto your computer. So I am going to X out of my USB or CD so I only have my designs that I have saved on my computer. Now I am going to take another USB stick and I'm going to plug it into my computer. And again, this should automatically come up. I'm going to just continue without scanning. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. So this is my, what I'm going to call a travel USB stick. So this is the USB stick that I am using to take the designs out of my library off of my computer. And these are the only designs I'm going to be stitching on my machine. When I am finished stitching on my machine, I'm going to then delete those designs off of this USB stick so it's nice and clean. So the embroidery machine isn't reading a lot of files and it's not going to lag. If you have a lot of designs on your USB stick, whenever you're transferring them onto your embroidery machine, you're going to find it's going to take a long time to load. So your travel USB stick, I would suggest be a 2 gigabyte drive or less. And that is so that the embroidery machine can easily read those designs that you want to stitch at that particular time. I'm going to take this window, do a drag to the side. So I'm clicking the top banner bar with a left click. I'm holding it down and I'm going to drag that window all the way over to the side until I see that ghost window. There it is. And then I'm going to release. So on my travel USB, I'm going to create a new folder. So I'm going to do a right click to open up my menu. I'm going to say new and folder and do a single left click. This is an OESD design. I'm going to then double click into the OESD folder that I just created. And then on my computer under designs, I'm going to double click into those designs. This CD gives me all file formats. So depending on which machine you have will depend on which file format you choose. So here at Be So Creative, we sell Berninas and we sell Baby Locks. So for those two particular machines, they have two separate file formats. Over here under Type is where you're going to see those file formats. I'm going to sort these so I can see each type of file grouped together. So I'm just going to click Type, and that's going to automatically put that in alphabetical order for me. So I'm going to use Baby Lock as an example. With Baby Lock, you have PES file format. So I'm going to scroll all the way down till I see PES file, which is right here. I'm going to look at my PDF that came with this CD and see which design I want to stitch. And for OESD, those are all labeled here on the side. You see here there's 1L, 1S. So in this particular one, I have a large and a small design of the same thing. So let's say I want to do the large version of pattern number 1. I'm going to either drag and drop or do a copy paste. So again, to do a drag and drop, you're going to hover over what you want. You're going to click and hold the left mouse button, drag it over to your USB stick. Once you see the copy to OESD or whatever your file is called, you're going to release that click. And then let's say I'm going to do design number 2, the large one. I'm going to show you again the copy and paste method. You're going to hover over the design. You're going to do a right click and it's going to open up that menu bar. You're going to go down and do a left click on copy. Now you're going to take your mouse, come over into the white space onto your travel USB stick. You're going to do a right click, come down to paste, single left click, and now you've copied and pasted those designs over to your travel USB stick. Now, before we just yank those sticks right out of the computer, we want to make sure we safely eject these. So I'm going to just exit out of these windows. You're going to come down to the little arrow key here. You're going to click, and then this icon right here kind of looks like a USB stick. You're going to click that, and you're going to say eject your USB stick. And then it should tell you, give you a message that it is safe to eject. And I didn't see that. I'm going to eject, and it's no longer there, so it is safe to eject. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out because they are safe to eject. So just as a recap, that was how we copied and pasted to a travel USB stick. We also saved our USB or our embroidery designs onto the computer, and thinking of your computer as a library. And then you also want to make sure that you save those designs onto an external drive, or if you have access to a cloud service, you'll want to save those there on a frequent basis. So depending on how often you are purchasing embroidery designs, it may be weekly, it may be monthly, it may be quarterly, but make sure you save those designs on that external drive just in case your computer crashes or if you just need to update your computer. You want to make sure you have access to that library. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.